What's poppin' South Korea? This is your DJ Brian Ju here, live in the studio once again, listening to TBS efm. It's Tuesday, and I know you guys are still tired from the weekend, a lot of you who are still recovering. But, I just want you guys to remember, you guys can still tune in and just relax and listen to my soothing voice for the next hour. But for now, I want you guys to tune in and try to wake up from the weekend as well, because I know a lot of you guys are recovering from crazy amounts of fluids that you shouldn't have been drinking to begin with. And I know a lot of you thinking, my life is too repetitive. Nothing really special goes on. I wake up, I go to work, I go home, I sleep. It happens all over again, like that movie Groundhog Day. But guess what? We can make it more diverse. You just have to make a change for yourself, and today, you're going to get 1 hour of diversion by listening to this program. So turn up the volume, just be strong, and I'll help you make it through the day, or at least start it off, because that's what we do here. We start off your day, because this is what's poppin'. So take a listen to the next song as well. The first song, of course, because the word of the day is hidden in the track. This is Cher with Strong Enough. That was Cher with Strong Enough, and you're listening to What's Poppin' on TBS efm, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to What's Poppin' on TBS efm with Brian Ju, 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas, and GFN 98.7 in Gwangju and 93.7 in Yeosu. There are many ways to get in contact with us here at What's Poppin'. You can send us a text at sharp or pound 1013 for a charge of 51, or send us a tweet on Twitter at EFM Poppin, or send us an email at efmpoppin@gmail.com. Also, you can send us a Kakao Talk message if you've added us on TBS Plus as a plus friend, or TBS EFM as a plus friend, but you have to make sure you put the little @ sign in front of TBS EFM. That way you'll be able to search us in the search window. And also remember that you can join us in the studio on Wednesdays. That will be broadcast on our Fridays. But if you want to join us for our open studio, please send us an email to reserve your spot today at efmpoppin@gmail.com, and Eugene will get you situated to get in the studio and be here with me. All right, now it's time for the word of the day. Now, in today's first song, we had Cher singing about being strong enough. So our first word of the day isn't strong, but what would you say about somebody who is really strong and, just has massive arms and strong and strength and, muscles? You would say they are powerful. So today's word of the day isn't powerful, but it is power. Yes, and power can be defined in many ways. Some would say that the ability to get others to do as they wish could be power. And others would say that the physical strength of one person is also power. And still others would say having a lot of money is power in the world. But just like Spider-Man's Uncle Ben always said, with great power comes great responsibility. And I don't know why Ben has an Asian accent, but that's how I'm going to do it. So for those of you who find yourself in a position of power, please use it responsibly, all right? Because what goes around does come around. Trust me, it's happened a few times. Not to me, but I've seen people go through this. So our next song is about the downsides of power. So here's Shampoo with Girl Power. That was Shampoo with Girl Power. Now, coming up on today's show, it's Tuesday, so we're going to have Michael Jones join us in the second half for Poppin' Review. And Mike's going to review an album from back in the day, or hopefully from an album that came out last week. We never know. So if you want to find out, it could be old school, new school. Want to find out? You got to stick around. Yes, you do. Alrighty, now we're going to get into the next song. All right, today's word is power. And some people have been saying that we need to update our songs because, to be honest, yes, we have been playing some old school tracks from the 80s and 90s, the 60s, the 70s, whatnot. And we're very sorry for you guys who are probably judging us right now. Like, this is called What's Poppin', not What's Old School. So today we're going to play a song, and right now we're going to play a song that's very recent, very, very recent. And in fact, it's in the top 20s on the Billboard chart. But just by looking at the script, I see the artist names. I can see why this song is so popular, because you have such talented singers and artists in the track. So check it out. This is will.i.am featuring Justin Bieber with That Power. Once again, that was will.i.am featuring Justin Bieber with That Power. That's a great track. That's a track that you want to bump your head to in the car, especially with the weather nowadays, getting all warm outside, want to go into the beach and stuff like that. Beach parties, you're going to be rocking this, playing volleyball, barbecuing it up. Anyways, we got to get into the last song of the hour, or the first half of our show. My bad. I'm getting all discombobulated. Can't speak because it's only Tuesday. And we played our final song of the first half many times, the next song I mean, and especially when we were at the drive-in. And we played the song a lot for you guys. And it's the love anthem for the film Back to the Future. And this film was released in 1985. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, oh my gosh, Brian's going back to old school driving. No, we're still What's Poppin', but I do miss I'm missing driving because, that's what started us all off here at TBS efm. So, we made some good changes though. The changes have been good, and I'm not going to complain about the changes because What's Poppin' is a great program. But for you guys now, this is a great song. If you haven't seen the movie, I know a lot of kids nowadays don't know what Back to the Future is. And Back to the Future is a movie about a young dude who gets in a car, goes back in time, and he sees his family, and he has to, protect his family from, actually his dad, from getting into this trouble with a bully at school, and that bully is connected to his family in the future as well, at the present time. And then parts 1, 2, and 3 come out, and yes, and I think part 2 was probably the movie that a lot of people complained about because it had no relevance to their story. I guess, I don't know. I saw part 2 when I was young. I didn't really care about the storyline. I just thought it was cool. They had hoverboards and flying cars, colorful, robotic-looking outfits, and, it was just a great series to watch. So if you haven't seen these movies, I urge you guys to go out to see Back to the Future Part 1, 2, and 3. I actually have the box set on Blu-ray DVD. I've had the regular box set, and then recently when I went home last year, they were having a sale, so hey, why not? It was only like $17 anyway. All right, so check it out. This is Huey Lewis and the News with The Power of Love. Hey, you're listening to What's Poppin' on TBS efm, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to What's Poppin', and now it's time for Paparazzi. Alrighty, on Saturday, comedian Huck appeared on the streets of Seoul as a DJ. For those of you who don't know who Huck is, he's a very, very funny man, very popular comedian here in South Korea. He was also in the Psy's Gangnam Style and Gentleman music videos. He comes out with this funky-looking, I guess, bowl-shaped hair, and he's also known as the cricket or grasshopper here in Korea. So there's a little short cliff notes, notes of him so you guys can know who he is, his profile. So anyways, like I said, he was on the streets of Seoul as a DJ. So now, that's the question. Huck, a DJ? I mean, he's a TV face, he's a TV host, he's emceed a lot of programs, but DJ? But that's right, he was crowded in the area of Seoul, DJing on the streets. And the cheers from the audience were extremely loud to the point that he was getting tweets about it from fans, even from overseas. Now, that's the way things are these days, with social media. You can comment on anything directly, and someone who's hosting an event on the other side can actually see this from their side of the planet because everything's, live stream, and now you can just tweet it, boom, you can read it. It's just that advanced. Now, the event that was held was for a commercial that will promote a water park. So if you watch TV, you'll probably see that happening very shortly. But DJ, I was actually scared when I heard Huck was going to be a DJ because I was like, he ain't trying to take my spotlight, he ain't going to take my job, but I have nothing to worry about because he's not doing it in English. I am. Anyways, who would have thought that Huck, had that in him, to be in the middle of the street, to just, randomly, spontaneously, on the point, just DJ for this commercial. That's very talented. And if I had the opportunity, I'd probably, get a little nervous because, I'm always shy around a large group of people. People say, no, you're not. I am. I'm very shy. And I think that's what works for me on stage. That shyness kicks in and the adrenaline pump makes me work harder. But anyways, for all the DJs out there, including myself, our next song is by Zayn, and it's Hey Mr. DJ. Check it out. Welcome back to What's Poppin', and now it's time for Poppin' Review.
Power.
With
Power.
Mr. Power himself, Michael Jones.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Brian? What's
sky,
up, y'all?
The sky is up.
The sky is up today.
Yes. It's up all the day. All the days.
It is.
Wait,
it is.
My English is all off. It's up all the day, too.
Oh, good. That was very clear.
Thank you.
Yes. How are you doing, Brian?
Not too bad.
Yeah? Good?
Not too bad.
Good.
I'm excited because guess what?
What's that?
I'm going home.
Hey, so am I.
I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm missing my parents.
When are you going?
I'm flying out on Monday, June 24th.
June 24th.
In the morning.
Fantastic.
Yes, and I'll be back July 7th.
Okay, now is that the last time you've been back for a while, or?
It has been.
Okay.
Okay, last year I was in LA around October, but that was for work. But
Right.
actual home in Jersey,
Yep.
East Coast,
Yep.
tri-state area.
Yep.
Has been a long time.
Very cool.
So
Do they talk like that in the tri-state area?
Some parts, because
Okay.
we got a lot of cows and,
Right.
and horses and
Right.
farms and stuff like that.
Somewhat connected to. No,
Yes,
I'm not
we have a lot
going
of
to
straw.
disparage any
Are there
states.
Canadians who speak like this in Canada too?
No.
None.
We do have some Canadians that speak kind of funny, and actually, I can't do the Newfoundland accent. Like, there's Newfoundland,
Really?
this island on the east coast of Canada, and they actually speak interestingly.
Like, how would you
I-
say interestingly?
Have you ever seen the movie The Shipping News?
No.
Okay, that's how they speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a friend from Newfoundland, and he sounds like, hello, Brian. Like, kind of
Yeah,
Irishy.
it's a little bit
Yeah.
Irishy. It's
Yeah.
I don't know
I
how
know
to
what you mean.
describe it. It's very interesting. It's unique to Canada, that is for sure. That is for sure. But actually, I'm going home too. I'm going to Canada.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to go on the 27th, actually, the evening of the 27th.
Okay. And you'll be back when?
I'll be back on the 7th. Of
You and
July.
I come back the same day?
We are.
Holy manoli.
I didn't do that on purpose, but that's pretty cool. Maybe we'll run into
Are
each other
you
at the
coming
airport.
in on a daytime flight or evening flight?
Daytime. Yeah, I think I arrive at like, I don't know, 2.
Oh, so do I!
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact time, but
We should do like an airport party. We should
What
just arrive
up?
and not even leave the airport and just, and just have a party there. We'll have like, this is a crazy What's Poppin' special event.
that would be
Yeah.
awesome. But the trouble with that, Brian, is that at 9 a.m. or no, after a 10 hour flight, I'm not going to want to party.
I'm not going to want to party
No.
either, but
But
we'll
we
have
could
Eugene.
rally. We
We'll
can
have
do it.
Eugene wait for us at the airport
Awesome.
with a mic
Awesome.
and the background music and the crowd from the airport just pumping us up.
Good.
As soon as you walk out the gate, wow! Everybody screams, "That's
That's
Mike
right.
Jones!
Yeah!
From Poppin' Review!"
They'll be like, no, there won't be anybody there. Today's music actually is all
Yes.
about Canada. I did this because I'm going back to Canada. One of my
I'm
favorite
going back to
Canadian,
Canada.
one of my favorite Canadian groups, actually.
Actually, I saw their name and I was like, I haven't seen these guys for a long time. And I
So you
love
know
their
who
mu-
they are? Oh,
Of
fantastic.
course.
Good.
It's been things that look young.
Exactly.
Is that right? Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know what I just said.
How
but-
many people out there actually know? Now, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this name on radio.
What?
You know, Bare Naked Ladies.
That's the name of their band.
Well, it's the
so.
image, you know. Hello.
Bare Naked Ladies.
In Canada, we actually call them the Bare Nude Dudes.
Why do they call them bare nude dudes?
Because Bare Naked Ladies are actually a bunch of guys. So,
Okay.
Bare Nude Dudes. It's just just in case there's any confusion.
Or if you,
But they're
if
actually
you're
not bare naked.
scared to call them bare naked ladies, you can just call them BNL.
You could just call them BNL, but that's not as fun as Bare Naked Ladies.
That
because
is true.
How often can you get to say the word naked? I mean, naked is such a good word.
1 week since you looked at me. That's on my mind right now.
The Bare Naked Ladies, of course,
Yes.
they're a very, very popular group. I think a lot of people know their songs, but have never actually known who the group was. Like, their song 1 Week, for example, is super
I
popular,
actually got them confused with Hootie and the Blowfish before.
which they're not at all.
Yeah, it's because of names.
I wanna hold. No, how does that? Hold my hand. That's right. Yeah, that's Hootie and the Who Fish.
Oh, you weirdo.
Yeah, well, so it goes.
Yes.
Did you know that the Bare Naked Ladies have their own flavor of Ben and Jerry's ice cream?
It's called Bare Naked Ladies Ice Cream.
No, it's called If I Had a Million Flavors.
See, that's not fun. You want something that's more connected. If I saw that in an ice cream store, I would not know it's connected to them.
Well, okay. Would you know that Cherry Garcia is connected to the Grateful Dead?
No.
Because that's the only other, as far as I know, that's the only other Ben and Jerry's thing that's around. So we're getting.
I didn't know.
Oh,
Don't give me an attitude. Shoot. I'm coming out of ice cream too, and you guys have to figure out what it is.
it's the Juju ice cream.
No, ice cream would be called CrossFit for Life.
Uh-huh.
And you'd be like, that's Brian's. That's definitely Brian's.
There's a new CrossFit. It's all over Brian's face. It must be there's a new ice cream. It's all over Brian's face. It must be CrossFit ice cream.
From Ben
chocolate.
Jerry's.
Right.
Anyway, so they came out with a new album recently, I
They
heard.
did. And
Yes.
actually, they're kind of a changed group. They lost their original lead singer, Stephen Page. Actually, he was one of the founding members.
What?
He actually took off. Yeah. Well, he'd run into some trouble, and basically, they're just a bunch of creative differences.
They're not the Bare Naked Ladies then.
They're the Bare Naked Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lost one person.
Yep.
For me, it's like when a group loses the key point member,
Yep.
especially the vocalist.
Well, there's
that
two
changes
vocalists.
everything.
It does change everything. The people who know the Bare Naked Ladies are going to know that they still have one of their vocalists.
Okay.
Like they still got one voice that it's like, okay, we know
Everyone knows.
that everyone
Okay.
knows. But Stephen Page is one of his voice is awesome. Really, really
What's
good.
he doing? What's
he's
Stephen
doing
Page
solo
doing?
projects, actually. Doing solo projects.
As
Apparently
Stephen
he's
Page?
doing as Stephen Page,
Okay.
and he's also doing apparently some theater work. So
Oh.
yeah, both the Bare Naked Ladies and Stephen Page are really, really supportive of like Canadian artist culture, and they're part of a coalition of artists in Canada that are trying to support Canadian artistic music culture, etc. Because a lot of people don't know this, but Canada actually has a really rich artistic culture.
Oh, I agree.
No,
with
it
you.
has nothing to do with seal flipper pie or anything like that. It's
Don't know what that is. But,
you've never heard of seal flipper pie?
No.
Oh,
Can you
it's-
tell me this after we start
Yeah,
the song?
we can,
I'm
yeah.
so eager to play this song for you guys.
It's
Is that-
been
1 week
since I looked at you.
Yes, it's a great song. For those of you who don't know the Bare Naked Ladies, you're going to listen to this track
Yep.
and be like, oh, they sang
This
this song.
group. Yes, exactly.
Check it out. This is called 1 Week by the Bare Naked Ladies. Once again, that was BNL, Bare Naked Ladies with
Bare Nude
That
Dudes.
was 1 week since you looked at me.
And that song is awesome because you get a glimpse of both Ed Robertson, who's the one of the founding members, and Stephen Page. Stephen Page is of course the guy. It's been 1 week. That's Stephen Page, and then midway through you hear the vocals change, and that's actually the other founding member, Ed Robinson, and that voice
What about
stays
the
with
rap vocal parts?
that. Oh, I can't remember. I think that's Ed Robinson. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Stop me now. You make me think. You make me stop think. You got me thinking about Aquaman. Whatever.
Yeah, that
it is.
guy.
Yeah. This group is awesome. Like most Bare Naked Ladies songs, they're really, really creative. And what I like about the Bare Naked Ladies is they weren't popular at first in America simply because people didn't get them. They're like, what the heck are these guys talking about? But the reality is, this is kind of quintessential Canadian humor and kind of quintessential Canadian imagination, like boxed up in a group. They're really, really, really interesting. And like a lot of Americans, when I moved from Canada to the U.S., I had kind of a difficult time. Not that I'm saying I'm in the same realm of comedy as the Bare Naked Ladies, but you know, I went down there and I would have such a different sense of humor that a lot of people when I was in high school and middle school and
that
stuff,
goes
people
for
were like,
anybody from different countries, yeah.
they just like, what are you talking about? That is not funny at all. You know, like I used to have a lot of kind of, I don't know, I won't get into it, but a lot of like, we'll just say inappropriate humor according to a bunch of Americans. And like, they were just like, oh man, that's so wrong that you talk about stuff like that. And to me, it was like hilarious.
Kind of like Lost in Translation, kind of.
Really, it was.
Yeah.
And it's like, we speak, so many people think, oh, Canadians and Americans are exact same. It's like, no, we're not.
No.
We're totally different in many ways. More so, we're more alike today than we were a long time, long time ago back in the 80s when I was, young. But like, we're more alike today because of TV and movies and all that stuff. But back then it was really different. And this group is awesome. They just really, really capture Canadian imagination humor. And they're known for their comedic stage presence. Apparently, I've never seen their show live, but apparently...
I love bands like that.
Apparently, they're awesome.
They don't just perform well, but when they're on stage and they speak to their audience, they can capture the audience so well when they speak that, of course, the show is that much more... entertaining.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, my guess is they're still doing pretty good. I haven't really listened to their newest album lately. My guess is they're still, of course, they're just a super talented band.
Oh, so you haven't heard their newest
I have
album?
not heard the latest. Have you heard it?
I haven't heard it. I saw it pop up on iTunes saying they came out with a new album.
Yep.
So I'm going to preview it. Hopefully this week I'll just preview some of the songs before I purchase the album.
Awesome.
I don't do illegal downloads, but I do preview it online first. And then, if you like it, you can purchase it later.
Yep. And the album I'm actually doing today that I'm listening to is they've got two greatest hits albums. This one that we're listening to is coming from all the hits from yesterday and before. That's it's their most recent greatest hits album. They've got another one called All the Greatest Hits, Disc 1. And if you're interested in the Bare Naked Ladies, I highly recommend you go and you buy one of their greatest hits albums. It's kind of like sipping a fine wine. If you buy one of these albums, you listen to a couple of their songs, you like them, then I say get into their other albums because they've got some really, really good songs that are buried deep in their individual albums.
Alrighty. With that said, we're going to take another listen to one of their songs. This is the Bare Naked Ladies with If I Had $1 Million.
If I had $1 million, I'd be rich.
If I had $1 million.
That was a song by the Bare Naked Ladies. But unfortunately, guess what?
We got to go quick.
We got to go. We got to wrap things up.
Yep.
But we were talking about the Bare Naked Ladies.
Check them out. They're very good.
They're from Canada, for those of you who didn't know.
Yep.
Yes. We just educated y'all.
Yep.
Yes. So the last song of the hour is also going to be a Bare Naked Ladies track so you guys can get a feel for the variety and the diversity of music that they have on their albums.
Yep. This is one of my favorite songs. This came from their very first album.
Awesome.
Yep.
This is Bare Naked Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Bare Naked Ladies with What a Boy. And this is Brian Jew and
Michael Jones.
signing off.
Cheers.
Peace.